Dad's laugh cut through the smoke of the grill, sharp, public, meant to sting. "You're old enough to pay rent or get out," he said, spatula pointed at me like a verdict. The cousins laughed. My mother looked away. I swallowed the heat rising in my throat and only said, "Okay." I didn't argue. I never do in front of an audience. But the next day, when I walked into their kitchen and told them, calm as a still blade, "I'm moving into my new house today, and I'll no longer be paying the family bills," the color drained from their faces. Because they finally understood what they'd spent years pretending not to know. They thought they owned me. They forgot who taught me to survive them. I used to believe loyalty meant obedience. Dad fed me that definition from childhood. Family sacrifices, children repay. And I did, working through college, handing over my paychecks when money got tight, covering utilities just until your father gets back on his feet, bailing out their debts with the kind of blind hope only a child desperate for approval can muster. And when Mom would pull me aside and whisper, "You know how he gets, just keep the peace," I'd nod, thinking endurance was love. I trusted them with everything. Stupid, I know. But betrayal only hurts when you start from trust. Discovery of betrayal. The signs came slowly, almost imperceptible. A bill addressed to me, though the house wasn't mine. A credit card opened in my name. My father's handwriting on an application I never filed. I confronted him once, before I learned better. He waved it off with that same laugh he used at the barbecue. "You live here, don't you? Families share responsibility." But the bills weren't responsibility. They were debt. His. Debt he hid behind my name. Then came the final crack. A letter from a bank congratulating me on co-signing a loan. The signature was mine, but only if you squinted and wanted to believe it. My hands didn't shake. My voice didn't break. Something colder replaced panic. I stopped feeling like their child. I started thinking like their reckoning. Shift in mindset. I didn't yell. I didn't confront. I didn't warn. Warnings are kindness, and I was done being kind. Instead, I started gathering documents, statements, screenshots, years of evidence Dad forgot I had access to. Every account I'd paid, every card they'd used, every lie wrapped in obligation. I sat at my small, dimly lit apartment, one I secretly rented while still living at home, organizing their betrayal into folders. I wasn't plotting revenge. I was plotting extraction. Execution of the plan. Step 1. Freeze every account in my name. Step 2. File identity theft affidavits for every fraudulent signature. Step 3. Open a new bank account they didn't know existed. Step 4. Close the joint one they depended on. Step 5. Withdraw quietly from the household bills they'd built their lives around. The house's electricity? Under my name for 5 years. The water? Mine. The internet? Mine. Even the car insurance, because Dad insisted it was cheaper that way. I changed everything back to their names. Every last contract. Every last responsibility. And then, the final move. I bought a house. Not big, not grand, but mine. Paid with the money I saved by not bailing them out anymore. Climax and confrontation. Which brings me back to that kitchen. Dad was making coffee, still smug from yesterday's barbecue humiliation. Mom was rinsing dishes, pretending not to take sides. "I'm moving out today," I said, "and I'll no longer be paying the bills." Dad scoffed. "You think we can't manage without you? Go ahead." I slid the folder across the counter. Every account, every contract, every fraudulent signature. His handwriting staring back at him like a mirror he didn't want to see. His face drained first, then Mom's, then silence, thick, suffocating, honest. "You'll have to transfer everything into your names by tomorrow," I said. "Utilities revert at midnight." Dad opened his mouth, then closed it. For the first time in my life, he looked small. Mom whispered, "We didn't," "But you did," I said, "and now the bills are yours." I walked out with the same calm Dad mistook for weakness all these years. Resolution and emotional release. The key to my new house turned smoothly in the lock. Quiet. Mine. No debts, no guilt, no borrowed air. People think revenge is fire, but mine was ice. Precise, controlled, inevitable. I didn't need to destroy them. All I had to do was stop saving them. And watching them finally drown in the consequences they built, that was the first moment I ever felt free.